Let me tell you about a bloke named Ferdinand Porsche. Born in 1875 in what's now the Czech Republic, Ferdinand was tinkering with engines before most of us learned to tie our shoelaces. By his 20s, he was already making waves in the automotive world. Ferdinand's first major project was the Loaner Porsche, an electric car in 1898. Yes, you heard that right. Electric in 1898. But Ferdinand wasn't content with just electric power. He developed the world's first hybrid vehicle in 1900. Makes those modern-day Toyota Priuses look a bit late to the party, doesn't it? Ferdinand's real claim to fame came in the 1930s when Hitler wanted a car for the masses. The result was the Volkswagen Beetle. Love it or hate it, you can't deny its impact. In 1948, Ferdinand's son, Ferry, decided it was high time they made a car with the Porsche name on it. And thus, the Porsche 356 was born. It was small, nimble, and faster than a scalded cat. This little beauty set the stage for what was to come. It was the beginning of a legacy that would change the automotive world forever. And let me tell you, what a legacy it turned out to be. From electric cars to the iconic Beetle, Ferdinand Porsche's vision was nothing short of revolutionary. And the Porsche name, it's now synonymous with automotive excellence. Now, let's talk about the 911. If Porsche was a rock band, the 911 would be their greatest hit. The 911 first rolled off the production line in 1963, and it's been turning heads ever since. What makes the 911 so special? For starters, it's got its engine in the wrong place. Most sensible car manufacturers put the engine in the front. Porsche, they stuck it right at the back. It shouldn't work. It defies the laws of physics, but somehow it does work, and brilliantly so. The 911's design is so iconic that it's barely changed in over half a century. Sure, it's got bigger, wider, and a lot more powerful over the years. But park a 1963 911 next to a 2023 model, and you'll still see the family resemblance. This consistency in design is part of what makes the 911 so special. It's an automotive time capsule, evolving yet staying true to its roots. But don't let its classic looks fool you. Under that familiar exterior, the 911 has been constantly evolving. From air-cooled to water-cooled engines, from naturally aspirated to turbocharged power plants, from rear-wheel drive to all-wheel drive systems, the 911 has seen it all. It's like a chameleon, adapting to changing times while keeping its essential character intact. And that, my friends, is no small feat in the fast-paced world of automotive design. Now, as much as I could wax lyrical about the 911 all day, and believe me, I could, Porsche isn't just a one-trick pony. They've got a whole stable of thoroughbreds. Let's take a quick tour through some of Porsche's greatest hits, shall we? First up, we've got the 356. This little beauty was Porsche's first production car. Then we've got the 914, a joint project with Volkswagen. It had its engine in the middle. And let's not forget the 924 and 944. But if you want to talk about flair, we've got to mention the 928. Well, how about the Carrera GT? And we can't forget the modern era. Each of these models represents a different facet of Porsche's philosophy: performance, practicality, and pure driving pleasure. Now let's talk tech. Porsche isn't just about making pretty cars that go fast, although they're bloody good at that. They're also at the forefront of automotive innovation. Take the PDK gearbox, for instance. PDK stands for Porsche Doppelkupplung, which is German for Porsche double clutch. This clever bit of kit can change gears faster than you can blink. It's like having a Formula One gearbox in your road car. Then there's Porsche's all-wheel drive system, the PTM, Porsche Traction Management. This system can send power to individual wheels based on where it's needed most. It's like having a team of rally drivers constantly adjusting your car's handling. The result? A car that sticks to the road like it's on rails, whether you're on a bone-dry racetrack or a rain-soaked mountain pass. But Porsche's innovations aren't just about going faster. They're also about stopping faster. Enter PCCB, Porsche Ceramic Composite Brakes. These brakes are made from a material similar to what you'd find on the space shuttle. They're lighter than traditional steel brakes. They last longer. and they can stop a car from 60 miles per hour in a distance shorter than the average family saloon. And let's not forget about Porsche's forays into hybrid and electric technology. The 918 Spider was a hybrid hypercar that could outrun most petrol-powered supercars while sipping fuel like a vicar at tea time. And now we've got the Taycan, Porsche's first all-electric car. It's proof that electric cars don't have to be boring. It's got more torque than a diesel locomotive and can hit 60 miles per hour before you've finished reading this sentence. It's the future of motoring, wrapped in a package that still screams Porsche. Section 5. Speed Demons, Porsche's racing heritage. Now we can't talk about Porsche without mentioning racing. Porsche's racing history is as long as the Nürburgring and twice as twisty. It all started back in 1951 when a Porsche 356 won its class at Le Mans. That was just the beginning of a love affair between Porsche and motorsport that's still going strong today. One of Porsche's most iconic racers has to be the 917. This beast of a machine dominated endurance racing in the early 1970s. It was so fast that other manufacturers complained it was unfair. Imagine that, being so good at something that your competitors accuse you of cheating. That's the Porsche 917 for you. But Porsche's racing success isn't just confined to the track. They've also conquered the world of rallying. The Porsche 959 was developed for Group B rallying, the most bonkers and dangerous form of motorsport ever devised. While it never actually competed in Group B, the series was canceled before it could, the 959 went on to win the Paris-Dakar Rally. And let's not forget about modern times. Porsche's 919 Hybrid dominated the LMP1 class at Le Mans, winning 3 years in a row from 2015 to 2017. Porsche's racing heritage isn't just about winning trophies. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible on four wheels. And that, my friends, is the essence of Porsche's racing legacy. Section 6. The Le Mans legacy, dominating the endurance circuit. Now, if there's one race that defines Porsche's motorsport legacy, it's Le Mans. The 24 hours of Le Mans is the Mount Everest of endurance racing. It's a day-long battle against time, fatigue, and mechanical gremlins. And Porsche? Well, they've conquered this mountain more times than any other manufacturer. 19 times to be exact. That's not just impressive, it's downright ridiculous. Porsche's first overall win at Le Mans came in 1970 with the aforementioned 917. Up until then, Le Mans had been dominated by the likes of Ferrari and Ford. Porsche was the new kid on the block, the upstart challenger. And they didn't just win, they obliterated the competition. The 917 set a distance record that stood for almost 4 decades. But Porsche wasn't content with just one win. They came back year after year, racking up victory after victory. The 1980s were particularly dominant, with Porsche winning 7 times in that decade alone. And it's not just about the number of wins, it's about the way Porsche won. They didn't just rely on raw speed, they brought innovation to the table. The 956 and 962 introduced ground effect aerodynamics to endurance racing, quite literally sucking the car to the track. The 919 Hybrid showed that hybrid technology could be both green and blindingly fast. Each of these cars wasn't just a race winner, it was a rolling laboratory, pushing the boundaries of what was possible in automotive engineering. Section 7. Porsche design. More than just cars. Now you might think Porsche is all about cars, and you'd be mostly right. But these clever Germans have their fingers in more pies than just the automotive one. Enter Porsche design. Founded by Ferdinand Alexander Porsche, the same bloke who designed the 911. Watches? Check. Sunglasses? Yep. Laptops? You bet. It's like they looked at their cars and thought, right, what else can we make look sleek and go fast? It's like having a bit of Porsche engineering in your pocket, or on your wrist. Porsche design brings the same philosophy to their products as they do to their cars. Take their watches, for instance. They were the first to use a black-coated case, inspired by the non-reflective instruments in Porsche cockpits. Porsche design has worked with everyone from BlackBerry to Adidas. They've even designed a super yacht. They're not content with just making cars go fast, and look damn good doing it. Section 8. The Cayenne Revolution, Porsche goes off-road. Now, let's talk about the car that nearly caused a riot among Porsche purists, the Cayenne. When Porsche announced they were making an SUV, you could almost hear the collective gasp of horror from 911 owners worldwide. It was like telling a group of vegans you're opening a steakhouse. But here's the thing, the Cayenne wasn't just good, it was bloody brilliant. The Cayenne hit the streets in 2002, and it changed everything. Here was an SUV that could haul the kids to school, go off-road, and still lap the Nürburgring faster than most sports cars. It was like Porsche had taken everything they knew about making fast cars and stuffed it into a family-friendly package. The result was a car that could do everything. It was the Swiss Army knife of the automotive world, and it proved that Porsche could conquer any terrain, on or off the road.